All right, here is a marketing system for agency owners, coaches, and professional and creative services, specifically for those who want to dominate their industry. By the end of this video, you're going to have a marketing system with actionable steps to articulate the value of what you do in a way that lands with your audience and best leverages your content and time to connect with new ideal customers and convert them to long-term, high-ticket clients.
This podcast is brought to you by On Track Studio.
So right now, you're likely experiencing maybe disjointed marketing efforts. So that might look like creating content for Instagram one week, really prioritizing that, then realizing, no, TikTok's the way to go. We're going to put all that energy onto TikTok, and then hearing through the grapevine that it's good to be on YouTube. So you're slapping together a video there. You're sort of aware of what is required, but chances are you're not seeing any strategy out, likely because you're not seeing any leads or sales generated from any of your efforts, and just throwing it at a wall, seeing what sticks. And you're still in business, so something must be working, but you're not actually able to tell what's a direct result from where and why and how is this all working, right? So if that's you, if you resonate with any of those elements, or you simply just want to streamline your marketing, then this video is really your new best friend. I've got to mention that everything that I talk about in this video is actually taken from my book called Dominate Your Industry, which goes really in depth about building out your own, what I call top to bottom of funnel marketing system. It's specific for service-based businesses. So if you really connect with what I'm saying and you want to go in deeper with that for your own business, then definitely check that out. It's in the description below. Okay, a quick recap on the marketing funnel, because this basically goes through all the components you need to understand to have a functional marketing system for service-based businesses, coaches, agencies, professional services, creative services, however you identify. It's really important you know this. So the marketing funnel is a timeless principle. If you went to university to study business or marketing, you likely know about it. If you've done any sort of course or training in the marketing world, you have been introduced to the marketing funnel. And honestly, even if you haven't, it's a very well-known concept, but I'm going to break it down for you so you understand exactly what it means. So what the funnel actually refers to is where your ideal audience is in the stage of their buying journey. So the top of funnel refers to their position being problem aware. So they're aware they've got a problem. They aren't necessarily sure how to solve it or what services or products are available for them to solve it even, but they are aware they've got a problem. The middle of funnel is when they are solution aware. So in the context of your business, likely this is the stage where they start to become aware of your service and your industry, and they're looking at different options. It's also referred to as the consideration phase because they're considering options for them to solve their problem. And then the bottom of funnel is referred to as the conversion stage. So this is when they've made the decision to purchase from you. And in today's business world, the funnel doesn't end there. There's then just the bottom of the funnel. It then fans out to the loyalty phase. So we've got the top of funnel, which is the awareness phase. We've got the middle of funnel, which is the consideration phase. We've got the bottom of funnel, which is the conversion phase. And then we have it fan back out to the loyalty phase, which has been actually added in modern times. But it's a very important part of modern day marketing. So it's important that I introduce that to you as well. So in today's business and marketing world, you actually need to have a holistic marketing system that hits at every single stage of your client's journey. So now I'm going to explain the assets that are used in different stages of the journey. So if we were to start from the bottom up, we've got the bottom of funnel, which is the conversion stage. So most obviously, this is going to be your ads. This is going to be the things where you're asking for the sales. So it might be meta ads. It might be podcast ads within your podcast. It might be complimentary call to actions within your content or within your lead gen tools that you've put out there. This is where you're asking for the sale, right? So now I'm going to define things that kind of sit in that middle of funnel section. I want you to think about the last time you had a problem and you became solution aware. So you're in a consideration phase. So let's say you had gut issues, for example. You've probably Googled or searched on TikTok how to heal your gut. And maybe you've come across 2 or 3 experts or specialists in your research phase that you're now in the consideration for. What behavior do you do next? Well, the data tells us that this is where they go and binge your content, whether it's a podcast or your YouTube channel. They go and absolutely absorb the library of content you have to then inform the decision whether you are a right fit for them or whether your service offering is going to be the exact solution for their problem. The data also shows that this is where the buyer or the potential buyer goes and stalks you on alternative platforms. Say you found them on TikTok, they're going to go to your YouTube, or they'll find you on Instagram, or they'll just go that a little bit step more to get to know you. So it's really important that as a business, we are across multiple platforms. So we are absolutely leveraging this middle of funnel phase. Okay, now working our way back up to the top, the kinds of content that sit up here are best explained as though they are served to cold audiences. So yes, they're problem aware, but they likely do not know who you are. And this is the awareness phase of your business. So platform and content wise, YouTube's a massive platform for this because it is the second biggest search engine platform in the world next to Google. And when people are Googling and they've got their problems or they're searching on YouTube, this is where the content, if optimized well, is going to be showing up to people who are actually looking for you. YouTube is a must-have in your marketing strategy because the algorithm actually pushes the content out for you to connect with people who are literally searching for your content. And they have the recommended feature where people who are engaging with content that is similar to what you're putting out, you get recommended there. And then that's how they are initiated into your world at the top of the funnel there. Another example of this is TikTok. It is the master of organic reach at the moment, similar to YouTube Shorts. Both of those are also very much forming to be search engine platforms. So if people are searching for you, they're able to find you. But not only that, your content gets pushed out just like the recommended feature on YouTube to people who are likely to engage with your content. Massive, massive tool for businesses who are trying to bring new audiences into their world. It's also very much worth giving a special shout out to Instagram and Facebook Reels because these pieces of content are not only being shown to your follower feed, but it's also being shown on a separate feed that the algorithm is pushing in front of people likely to engage once again. So now we can go into how you can best leverage your time and money to build one that really works for you. Before I go into that, I really want to point out some of the biggest mistakes that service-based businesses make when they are creating a marketing system for themselves. Okay, so the number one thing that people tend to do is focus solely on the bottom of funnel. Now, then I don't blame you for kind of thinking that sticking in that selling your service stage. The problem with only using, say, Google ads or Facebook ads is that you are so dependent on an advertising budget. The minute you switch that budget off, you no longer have access to people to sell to, and it can be a really expensive endeavor. And the second biggest mistake I see service-based businesses make when they're building out their marketing is misaligned messaging. So if they are doing this kind of bottom of funnel messaging, like buy my product or I'm the best, and talking into those benefits and features of their service offering before they've introduced themselves, then this can make you kind of come across as a bit of a sleazy salesperson. And, the content doesn't land. So it means that all of your well-intended marketing efforts are falling on deaf ears and therefore not getting you the result you desire. Now, for the other side of the coin, which is the third biggest mistake I see service-based businesses make when they are starting their marketing and trying to build out some sort of marketing strategy or system, is that they don't actually initiate the close. Some people get so scared of being that sleazy car sales guy that I mentioned earlier that they never actually initiate the close. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard the phrase, nice guys finish last. This kind of meshes into that. But when you invest in the top and middle of funnel marketing assets, you don't come across as a sleazy car salesman. Also, if you're actually someone who struggles to articulate the value of what you do in a non-salesy, or you really find it uncomfortable to articulate the value of what you do, I definitely recommend you go and watch my previous video that is titled Service-Based Marketing Strategy. Go and check it out because it actually gives you the framework to follow to actually mitigate that and really be able to deliver your message with confidence. Okay, so why does this marketing system work so well for professional services, agencies, and coaches? Put simply, it maximizes your return on investment, and that's with time and money. It's all well and good to spend hours creating a single reel or TikTok or whatever it is if you are a content creator or you simply love to do it, but you're not. You likely got into business because you were passionate about the service that you're offering and or actually building a wealthy lifestyle for yourself. So it doesn't make sense for you to do sort of fragmented content creation. You want to drive sales in your business. You want to generate leads in your business. You likely want to set and forget the content and have it generating these things for you while you sleep. So therefore, you need to be following a framework that actually does that as opposed to being caught up in what the content creators are doing online. The good news is that this system turns 1 hour of your time into months and months worth of content that you can post across multiple platforms. All right, introducing my top to bottom of funnel marketing system for service-based businesses. Instead of wasting your time on the hamster wheel approach that I've mentioned earlier in this video, you are going to create a video podcast centric system that consolidates your efforts and actually gets you leads. The reason being is because one video podcast session can provide you marketing material for multiple platforms and all stages of your marketing funnel. This also means you get to eliminate the guesswork. Each piece of content is crafted specifically for the stage that the buyer is at in their journey. This means your message is always going to be aligned to your audience's needs. Okay, I'm going to show you how this works. So we've got the top of funnel content there, which includes the social media posts for those platforms that have that massive organic reach and the ability to optimize people who are searching for content just like yours. This is marketing gold because it initiates the entire process and makes every single other stage of your marketing so much simpler. The power of this stage is you're able to tap into the platform's algorithm to get them to do the heavy lifting to put your content in front of people who want to buy from you. Now for the real moneymaker, the consideration phase of your marketing. This is the content for your existing audience. So you've already attracted them in from your top of funnel, and now they are ready to binge your content. They're on your Instagram, they're on your YouTube, they're now subscribed. They're likely binging your podcast. The podcasting is a massive one in this stage of business. The data on people buying from podcasts is absolutely unhinged. And that is why I'm such a big advocate for it, because when it comes to business-based content, that's the gold. That's what people are actually buying from. So it's really, really, really cool. It's a really, really important part of your marketing funnel. You're also getting content for your email newsletter. And that is another really, really helpful tool for you to be nurturing your audience into that bottom of funnel, which is where we're at now. So this is really where the content becomes ads. So you can actually use the exact content that you create from the top of funnel and segments from the middle of funnel, and then put a budget behind it on Meta ads or YouTube ads with a call to action to buy from you. This is where you can really leverage the capability of Meta, for example, where you can actually retarget people who have engaged in your content saying, hey, this is what I'm offering, and allow them to buy from you without feeling like a sleazy car salesperson in your content. This system builds such qualified leads, so it makes that conversion so simple. Then, of course, not seen on this diagram, but you've got the loyalty phase. When people have bought from you and they are obsessed with what you're all about, they get to continue listening, continue watching your content wherever their preferred platform is. Now you understand what the system looks like, how it all works. I'm going to talk to you about how to actually execute this system within your own business. I really go into a lot more depth about this in the book that I mentioned at the top of this video called Dominate Your Industry. So definitely check that out if you're connecting with what I'm saying. It's in the description below. But the long and short of this is what you need to do in order to execute this is to set aside 2 to 5 hours per month to record either 2 to 10 long form video podcasts. Depending on how much content you want to get out there, depending on how much you enjoy it, depending on how much time you have, determines what amount of time you can actually give to this. But as long as you're putting some sort of time aside and actually getting in and filming your content, the rest will be simple. You really need to be outsourcing maybe to OnTrack Studio for your content creation needs, or maybe you're assigning a team member within your business to edit this content. So you need to be editing the long form, but also you need to be editing it in full, of course. But just as importantly, you need to be getting them to create the short form content to actually post on all of your platforms. The final point, and arguably the most important part of this system, because it's the only way that this is actually going to work, is the optimization of each piece of content. It is so tempting as busy business owners to take this marketing strategy and turn it into an admin task just so you get that satisfaction to tick it off. But my advice really is to partner with an agency that specializes in this stuff, because as an agency that specializes in this stuff, I know the algorithm optimization techniques that go into each element of this, and not just for the long form content, but also for the short form content to get it seen by the right audiences. In order for this to truly work for you, to truly drive sales and actually get leads for your business, it's not something that you can just chuck to your Gen Z nephew just because he's Gen Z, or throw to the office lady to get done and to get the same results as an expert or someone who is truly, truly passionate about the subject matter. So I want you to go take all this knowledge, go watch it back, and go and build out your own marketing system. Thanks so much for watching.